morning, y'all. It is May 2nd, and it is a Saturday. So I ended up taking yesterday off. It was pretty rainy, but plus, after that incident, that almost drowning, going over Dismal Falls, I kind of my legs got chewed up a little bit, so I decided to just take a little day off. Plus, honestly, I was just kind of like, I don't know, it was crazy. I know it might not have seemed bad on film, but that creek was just flowing so fast, and when it sucked me under that log, it happened so quick, and I don't even know how I reacted and got back on that log. And the crazy thing, here's the craziest thing, is I held onto my poles the whole time, because when I was going across, basically, so I was using the log as leverage with one hand and then using my poles together kind of as to, keep me just keep me steady. But then when I hit that one area, that funnel, it was just instant. Bam! And the next thing I know, I'm under the log. And somehow I stayed a hold of the log and then reached over with my other hand that had my trekking poles, was able to pull myself up. I remember when I was pulling myself up, my legs basically were going down the stream, lifted up. I pulled myself onto that log, and then I just crawled onto it and stayed there for a minute to get my composure and my strength back. And then I just kind of crawled to the other side on the log. But still, somehow I remember thinking in my head, I can't lose my poles. For some reason, man, I just held on to my poles. The only thing I ended up losing was I had a little canister of off that got taken away in a smart water bottle, and my hat and glasses, of course. So I'm using this hat now, and I bought some cheap glasses at Dollar General just to hold me over. But man, that was crazy. And I know it might have not seemed serious, but when I got dragged under the water, it just felt like it was like pulling me under. And I don't know, man, I'm a strong swimmer, and then when I would have gone over the falls, the water was going so fast that it would have been like a slingshot motion. I think it would have just slingshot me over the falls onto those boulders. I mean, anything could have happened. I could have easily have drowned. It was just a dumb move on my part. And yeah, man, bad decision making. But anyway, so today I got dropped off at 6:15 and I'm hiking to 42. So I had to skip a little section because this section's so remote. So I'm doing it overnight so I can do this huge section. Then my wife's gonna pick me up at the end. And then after this, I'll only have 3 more days of hiking after these 2 days, and then I'll be done. So I might do it overnight and then just finish the last section, or I might just end up slacking all 3 sections. I'm not really sure. The weather looks crappy coming up, so who knows. But today and tomorrow looks amazing, and so that's why I decided to skip ahead and just do this section, this overnight, while the weather was still amazing. Like today is absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, hopefully, I'm just hoping it's going to be a beautiful day. The section looks tough though, no doubt about it. Yeah, so I'm going to keep on hiking southbound, and I will get back with y'all. All right. Hey y'all, I am at Jinkin Shelter. Jinkins. I'm sure that's how it's pronounced. Jenkins. So I've hiked 4.5 miles so far. Um, Pretty chill hike, honestly. Like I climbed up a little bit and then it seemed like I was just kind of like going pretty much straight around these mountains for a while. And then you'd have a couple little climbs, a couple little dips, nothing bad. And then I kind of came down to where the shelter is. Now I'm going to be climbing way back up. I think it's almost a 4 mile climb up onto the ridge. And once I get onto the ridge, I'm going to be doing the old ding 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 thing. And I remember this ridge coming up because I looked at the profile and it does seem harder northbound. Like it looks like it trends upwards a little bit. But I remember northbound taking this ridge because it's right after you come down from Chestnut Knob Shelter, I think it's called. And that ridge, I remember it was just a crazy roller coaster. I remember in 2016 just thinking how exhausted it was. But this is Jinkin Shelter, and it's really nice around here. Bugs are out a little bit. The bugs are just going to get worse and worse. So for all of you who are planning on coming out, bring the bug spray. It helps a lot. I know a lot of people don't like to put that stuff on them, man, but I mean, it's either that or just complete frustration and aggravation. You take your pick. I've been using it forever, and I'm fine, right? Anyways, let me give you a little tour of the shelter. Here we go. All right, so we have a picnic table, picnic bench, and then a little fire ring. Actually, a pretty nice fire ring. And really pretty clean shelter. Pretty small. Honestly, 6 because of this middle thing. Unless you could fit a little kid in the middle there, but 6 and it would still be jammed. The privy, someone wrote awesome. It must be an awesome privy, and it's back there somewhere, probably not too far. But check all the camping out. Lots of camping here, lots. And going northbound, if you drop just like not even 0.1 down where the water is, and there's a stream and everything, tons of camping down there too. And it actually looked nicer camping down there. But if it's really wet, I would, like right now it's so wet, I wouldn't camp down there. I would camp up here. But very nice, very nice. And you can see it's very open, sunny, if the sun's out. Man, nice shelter, nice shelter. Yep, so I am going to keep on hiking southbound, and I will get back with y'all. All right. Hey y'all. So, man, after that shelter, climbing up to that ridge, and then when you get on top of the ridge, it's just like real rocky, and it's those ups and downs, ups and downs. And then I just passed this Forest Service road, and it brought back memories because that road is my wife picked me up in 2016 there. And that's when I was hiking with this guy, Peaced Out. So he kept hiking, and then my wife, we went to, I think it was Dublin. It's the town we went into. I'm not really sure, but we went into this town. I took a 0, then came back, and I ended up doing like a 20-mile day and then a 38-mile day, almost into Parisburg, just to catch up with them. But after doing that, like, I messed up my knee. I had so many blisters on my feet, and I ended up getting sick in Waynesboro, Virginia, and Peaced Out and all those guys hiked off without me anyways. And I was there for like 3 days because I think I had Giardia from bad water. No, it couldn't have been Giardia, because I heard once you get Giardia, you gotta, like, it doesn't just go away. So I don't know if I got noro, but I was really, really sick. It could have been food poisoning. But anyways, I never saw those guys after Waynesboro, and that's when I hiked solo pretty much all the way to Vermont when I caught back up with my trail family. But man, there's not a lot of views today. It's just kind of like blah, you know, and you're on this ridge a lot, and you know, nothing much going on today. Like I said, I think I said I have 4 more miles left to that camp spot. It's like 1/3, probably like 140 now. So I'll probably get there just when I like to get to camp. And that'll be 14 miles. And then tomorrow I should have another 14. So that should just split it right in half, which will be perfect. The bugs are definitely out, but I got some bug spray that I'll put on myself when I get to camp. Yep, they are definitely biting my legs. But the one thing is, I don't know, it's definitely in the high 60s, maybe even low 70s. I would say more high 60s. Sunny, very sunny, hardly any clouds in the sky. Perfect day. So, you know, I mean, it's definitely starting to warm up, you know. I know, like, we've been getting these little cold fronts that have been coming in. That's those rain spurts, and then it'll be real cool for like a day, and then it'll warm back up. So I think like from here on out, it's just gonna really start a warming trend back up. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna sit on this rock for a minute and eat, take a little break, because man, this, I don't know, today's wearing me out, man. Once, like I said, once I got to that shelter and that climb all the way up to this ridge, and now even this ridge, man, is pretty brutal. Yeah, so I'm just gonna take a little break, and then I'm gonna keep on hiking, and I'll get back with y'all when I get to camp, most likely. Yeah, so I will get back with y'all. All right. Hey y'all, so I made it to Walker Gap, and this is it, if you can see. So there's like a fire ring and a little seat. See if y'all can see it. And you can see it's kind of a little bit of a field, but there really is no real flat spots around here. Like this spot, I like this little grassy spot right here. I thought it was nice, but then if you look up, there's a huge dead branch right above it. Oh man, I'm not ready to risk fate twice. I mean, I almost drowned the other day, so I don't know. And the thing is I cleared a bunch of these little branches off. You can tell they're just breaking off from that tree, so it's probably not a good spot. So I'm thinking I might try to go right there. It's not the greatest spot, but I don't know. This spot isn't really that great. Like Gut Hooks is like, there's a comment and they're like, you could fit like 10, 15 tents here. I mean, you could, but they would all be on slopes. I couldn't imagine. And then the next spot, so it's only a little past 4 right now. It's really early. But the next spot is Chestnut Knob Shelter, I think that's what it's called. And it's an enclosed shelter, and it has a beautiful view. And it's only 2 miles, but it's Saturday night, and I passed 2 groups they said they were going there. Although I passed these 2 guys, the one group's already went ahead, so I'm sure they're gonna get there. The other group, I passed like, I don't know, 3 miles back, and they were slow, so I don't know. I mean, they might get there late. I could see them just getting tired and deciding to come here too. Because that ridge walk is gnarly. It's just like, you just have straight ups and straight downs, straight up, and you're just doing that. I remembered it in 2016, and yeah, it was just as hard this time. And honestly, this whole section was like not a lot of views, just kind of like ugliness. Probably my least favorite section I've hiked, definitely since I've been back. Could be the whole time. Not a lot of stuff going on today. Yep, so I guess I'm just gonna look around more and try to figure out a good spot, and I will get back with y'all. All right. Hey y'all. So man, I've just been sitting here just thinking about this whole hike, like everything that's happened. It's weird, like 4 more days, that's it. I'll be done unless something happens. And man, I was just thinking about when I first started, like the road trip to Maine, and then climbing Katahdin with my wife, and And then Maine itself, MLB and Maverick and Goose and Gretzky and Rabbit and all those guys and Cowboy, all, all that craziness. And then it was fun, but it was just like too much. So getting out of that, and then, and then going through a lot of the mid-Atlantic states where it got really cold, and like everyone had gotten ahead of me, and I felt like I was like the only one on the trail. And then my knee, and then this stuff that's happening. I mean, never in 1,000 years would I have dreamed that my hike all this would have entailed, and I never would I have dreamed that it would have taken me so long. I mean, it's been 10 months, but technically I've been off. I was off for 2 months, maybe a little bit over, but still 8 months. That's a long through hike. Oh man. But I definitely, when I came out to do this, I definitely said I was taking my time, and I was going to really concentrate on my videos no matter how long it took. And I did. I stuck with it, man. And unfortunately, this stuff at the end, everything with the virus, and then of course everything that happens like this has to turn political. And no matter what your opinion is about anything, people always see it as political. As soon as they don't agree with your opinion, it becomes political, and you're on the other side. And so as a result of that, lots of people who followed me all the way from the start until this happened, just because I voiced my opinion, just couldn't take it. They couldn't take it, and they had to, go somewhere else. And just, it's a thing, man. But the one thing you gotta say about this thing that happened is it really showed who stuck by your side no matter what. Like, for instance, I have an uncle, and like we're really good friends, and he's a liberal, and the thing is, like I said, I'm a very moderate person. When I took that political test, I took like 3 of them. Every time it was 47-53, just slightly leaning to the right. And when I was in my 20s, I took it was the opposite. Like, I was slightly leaning to the left. But anyways, my uncle, we have different opinions about politics, but we have a lot that we agree with. He's an atheist. I'm a believer. But the thing about it is, me and him can talk about all that stuff, and we may not agree or may not even see each other's point of view, but we respect it and we get along, And I have some liberal friends and some friends who are more like, believe that this thing is not what I think it is, and they still, they still, are friends with me, and they know I'm a good person, and they don't let stuff like that happen. And then I had, like I said, almost everyone I hiked with in 2016 besides Unicorn, and I'm not even kidding, all my trail family, just from that first video, where basically all I did was call out China, and they unfollowed me and everything, and it's crazy. But I'm glad, because now I see, they never were true friends. I mean, there's no way they would have been. They wouldn't have done that. And it was funny, like, one led the charge and everyone followed after them. I don't know. I don't know. To me, it's weird how some people, if you have an opposing opinion of them, they're all of a sudden you're this horrible, terrible person. It's crazy. But it's what they want, Like, I think I left that as a quote at the end of my thing. The system was never broken. It was designed this way. It was designed to create division, because divided we fall, undivided we're strong. So this is all part of the plan. I really honestly believe that. And like I said, I honestly, both sides of the aisle make me sick to my stomach, to be honest. And I think they serve the same masters. I really do. Honestly, the two-party system is just ridiculous and out of control. And it's what is, a lot of it is causing the divisiveness. But anyways, I'm ranting on about that. But like I said, I was just thinking about all this stuff. And then at the end, the very end, the other day, I'm not even kidding, man. I could have died easily. Um, it's just, God, so much craziness has happened on this hike. Whew. I'll definitely never forget this. I was talking to my buddy Joe Grunt, and he's like, "You'll never forget this hike." I'm like, "Nope, I sure never will, man. I sure will not." Uh, well, I guess I'm just gonna sit here a little bit longer and think about everything that happened. Probably gonna do that a lot these next few days. And I'll get back with y'all before the day ends for sure. All right. Hey y'all. So I'm gonna end the video for tonight. So today I got dropped off at 4:15 and hiked to Walker Gap. I believe it was 14 miles. Tomorrow I have 14 miles to Route 42 where I'm gonna get picked up. And then I'll have I think I have 20 miles um northbound, that section that I skipped, that I'm gonna have to pick up. And then when I get to 42, I'll only have 12 miles to Atkins, where I'll finish, and that'll be the last stretch I do. So tomorrow when I get done, I'm going back north and just doing that 20-mile section. I'll probably do it in like 2 days. I think it's a little over 20 miles, or I'll just do a little overnight or something. Not really sure yet. But yeah, man, nice day. Really, the weather was amazing. The trail was, but better than nothing, that's for sure. Walker Gap, nice camp spot. Not super flat spots, but it's nice. I saw a bunch of deer. Yeah. So I think it's like 8:30, and it's still pretty light out. It's amazing. But the temp's dropping a little bit, but it's still pretty mild out. If it wasn't for the breeze, it would be probably very mild out. All right, well, I'm going to end it there, and I will talk with y'all in the morning. All right.